Welcome, young and old. I'll tell you a story from my magical bowl. Mythical creatures across the world, gods and goddesses, what challenge they've hurdled. Now listen to the story that I've hailed with today's witches' bedtime tales. The Shinigami, the Shinto Grim Reaper, the children of Izanagi. Now, before we start, the Shinigami look a little different than the Grim Reapers of the West. They do not hail black cloaks, no hold scythes. Each one has a different appearance, and some can shapeshift. Now, in the Shinto world, each person's life force is represented by a candle. When the person's candle gets to the end of its wick, the person's life force is extinguished. The Shinigami just do as the candles tell them to. And the Shinigamis are most well known for the story of a man. Now this man was severely depressed and was about ready to take his own life. But at the very last second, his Shinigami appeared, begging him not to, for he had not gone to the end of his wick. So therefore it was not his time. And he told the man that the Shinigami just do as the wick tells them to. Now, to coax this man to continue living, the Shinigami gives the man a few gifts. First, he can tell when a Shinigami is in the room, can see it with his own eyes. Second, the Shinigami told him a secret. A few magical words that can send a Shinigami back into the underworld, extending a person's life. The Shinigami told the man to pretend to be a doctor who could cure any illness. And if the Shinigami was at the end of the bed, say the magical words, and the Shinigami was pulled back into the underworld. But if the Shinigami was at the head of the bed, there was no stopping it. It was almost to the end of the wick, and the person had to die. This happened. The man continued this for a while, and it so happened that a very rich family heard of this doctor and told him to come to the palace and would pay him a small fortune to save the head of the household. As soon as the man went into the room, he saw that the Shinigami was at the head of the bed. But he wanted this gold. He wanted this treasure. And he became greedy. So, the doctor waited until the Shinigami fell asleep, and then switched the head of the bed with the foot, and then pulled the Shinigami back to the underworld. Now, the original Shinigami that visited the man obviously was very mad at this trickery, but he was a trickster himself. So the Shinigami took the man out for a drink. But instead of going to the local tavern, the Shinigami took the man to a room full of candles and showed him one. One candle who had wax that spilled over, enough to where the wick was almost at its end. This was the greedy man's candle. Because of his actions, his candle had stepped to almost the end. The man tried to plead for his life, but it was no use. For 4 seconds later, poof, the man died. Now, if a person is at the end of their life, as a witch, you can call on the Shinigami, because they are not evil creatures, they're just doing their job. So as long as you call on the Shinigami to help the animal, the plant, or the life cross over, they will have a not so lonely journey. Thank you, and I can't wait to see you next time. Sweet dreams.